Tragedy struck downtown LA this morning as America endured its 12th school shooting in 2018.
That's right, Josie. Now, right behind me is where authorities yesterday finally closed in on an armed survivalist they believe to be connected to a series of burglaries and potentially shootings in the Malibu, Calabasas, and Agora Hills communities dating back to 2 years. While the city was quick to blame the Department of Transportation in their press release, when we reached out to Caltrans, they had something a little different to say.
Throw on your PJs and slippers, now you can earn your degree without even leaving your living room. On a Sunday night in June of 2016, Pepperdine graduate student Yijing Chen was going for one of her evening walks with her mother when she began to cross the street, right here at Las Virgenes and the 101. The next thing Chen remembers, she's on the ground, crying out for help. A few rude neighbors are causing all of Calabasas to take a closer look at city rules on how people profit from their properties. The Department of Public Safety declined to comment on camera and said that when it comes to parking, students need to, quote, modify their expectations. An answer like that from DPS, the problem may seem too big to solve. But schools like LMU have nearly eliminated all of their parking problems simply by adding a Department of Parking and Public Transportation. Are you ready? Across the state and here in Malibu, people are shook up about earthquake safety. A possible ending to a project dedicated to helping the homeless in Malibu. Good evening, I'm Logan Hall. The new drone regulations for Calabasas have officially taken off. And I'm Logan Hall. Grab a cup of coffee and don't move. Good Morning Malibu starts right now. He survived an impossible journey. A mountain lion is back in Malibu after making not one, but 2 dashes across the 101 freeway. Here in Agora Hills, Calabasas, and Malibu, local churches and retail stores are taking part in Operation Christmas Child, a project geared at making Christmas special for children in developing countries. 9 weeks of construction on Pacific Coast Highway means 9 weeks of standstill traffic. Malibu residents are accustomed to traffic on PCH, but this time they're angry, specifically because there was no warning about this project.
Well, that particularly is vexing because, this is one of the few ways in and out.
After receiving several complaints from residents for not alerting them of the construction, the city of Malibu wanted to set the record straight. They released a press release yesterday saying that this wasn't their fault, but that it was Caltrans' responsibility, claiming that they were not responsible for releasing a traffic warning. While the city was quick to blame the Department of Transportation in their press release, when we reached out to Caltrans, they had something a little different to say. Caltrans Public Information Officer Mark Dinger said that all they were responsible for was approving the project, not putting out a traffic warning. Following the city's press release, Dinger told Newswaves, quote, "We are working very closely with the city of Malibu and will be getting more aggressive about alerts in the future." While no one can get the record straight on who's at fault here, one thing is clear. All the finger pointing isn't fixing the fact that residents have been sitting in traffic without knowing why.
I don't know, to me that's pretty ridiculous.
The Bats were awfully quiet for the boys in blue last night as the Brewers blanked the Dodgers 4-0 in Game 3 of the NLCS. The long ball carried the team into the postseason, but last night showed that that may be the only way this team knows how to score, and that they really do have trouble manufacturing runs.
When the home runs aren't there, we got to find a way to score without hitting the home run. And like I said, myself included, have to have better at-bats.
The biggest story of the series so far has been catcher Yasmani Grandal, and last night his struggles only got worse. 2 passed balls and a couple of crucial strikeouts confirmed what many Dodgers fans feared. Grandal can't perform when it matters most. Manager Dave Roberts said he's had enough.
Play Austin tomorrow. Austin will catch. Yazzie will be ready to go off the bench.
I don't really hear the noise outside. I value my opinion way over everybody else, so that's what keeps me sane.
It was a game of missed opportunities for the Dodgers, leaving 8 runners on base, including a bases-loaded bottom of the 9th. Yes, the Brewers' bullpen finally lived up to its reputation, but the real story here is that the Dodgers just couldn't convert, and the fans noticed. The boys in blue were booed off their own field. Game 4 is tonight. Rich Hill is on the mound, and he'll be looking to change the energy.
Just having that intensity when you go out there is people want to see, the players go out there and give everything they got. They want to see that intensity. They pay a lot of hard-earned money to come out and watch us play. So I think it's something that, when we give everything we got every time we get out there, it's appreciated.
That's right, Josie. Now, right behind me is where authorities yesterday finally closed in on an armed survivalist they believe to be connected to a series of burglaries and potentially shootings in the Malibu, Calabasas, and Agora Hills communities dating back to 2 years.
Much of that region of the Southland has been on pins and needles since we learned about this series of burglaries. I think that residents in the community can rest a bit easier.
Yesterday, another manhunt by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department led to the arrest of this man, Anthony Rada, an armed survivalist believed to be tied to a string of burglaries in Calabasas and Agora Hills.
Followed by observing a male adult wearing black clothing, walking quickly, who resembled the suspects in the burglaries.
Sheriffs say this is the same man caught on camera last week, carrying a rifle, breaking into and burglarizing the Agora Hills Calabasas Community Center. He is also believed to have hit Malibu Country Farms, the Agora Hills Water District, and even a church in Calabasas.
Investigators observed fresh boot prints in the ground leading up to a steep ravine.
Authorities finally began to close in on his location yesterday, deep within the Malibu Canyon. It's very likely that he's been living in the wild for 2 years now. He was found with a rifle and tactical gear, and after minutes of negotiation, agreed to peacefully surrender. Authorities are now looking into Rada's possible connection to a series of shootings in the area he was captured, including the murder of Tristan Baudet, who was camping in the Malibu Creek State Park with his 2 daughters.
We don't have that information yet. There'll be a lot of work done. We've got a weapon in custody. Ballistics tests will be performed on that.
While sheriffs have yet to confirm that this man is in fact the shooter, officials are saying that the Malibu Creek State Park is safe again, and residents can go back to the activities they love, such as hiking and camping. Josie, Ashley, that's it for me out here. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.